It's actually broken on my computer. I'm surprised that I was actually able to get on YouTube. I like hacked it sort of to live stream, and I got that up and running surprisingly. But the title I can't change the title, so I actually have to go and change it right now from my phone. Hopefully it works. If not, then the title of this video is just gonna be something weird, and it's not gonna make sense. And yeah, so. What's up, Amber? How's it going? So yeah, we almost died today. Carbon monoxide is no joke, and that's different than carbon or CO2, carbon dioxide, what we put in our tanks. But basically, one of either our furnace or our water boiler. And my bun's like crooked. Oh well, my man bun. Either our furnace, which I think it is, or our water boiler was putting out a high dose of carbon monoxide overnight. So I went to bed last night about 3 a.m. Jake was here helping me. We knocked down some walls. If you saw some of the live streams of that, cool. If you didn't, there's going to be a video on it coming out soon. YouTube videos are back. They're going to probably be about a week delayed, so you won't see it for about another week or so. But so he left about 2. I went to bed around 3:30, and at 6 a.m. my carbon monoxide detector went off, and we actually we wound up getting a full integrated security system into the house, which had a carbon monoxide detector component to it, which I put right at the top of the stairs here in the kitchen, basically, because I had a feeling that I didn't trust the furnace because of all the issues we're having with it. And I was like, you know what? Let me just get this and put it right here just in case, because you never know. Sure enough, it came in handy. That alarm went off at 6 a.m. The system that I have, the security system, alerted the fire department. They sent them on their way. And they got sent. Then the fire department came over. They told us to get out of the house right away, because that once the CO2 it's not CO2. Once the carbon monoxide detector detects carbon monoxide, it's at a dangerous level already. So by the time the fire department got here, which was only like maybe 2 or 3 minutes after that phone call came in, which was really fast, they got here really quick. There was levels like really high in the house. Like I think they said 190 parts per million. The detector goes off at 35 parts per million. So it was way up there. They were like, you guys aren't feeling anything? We were like, no, we were pretty much fine. He said even the top floor was reading, and in our attic was reading carbon monoxide. So it went throughout the house. I'm surprised that, one, we got out. Everybody was safe. Nobody got hurt. Even the animals were fine, and all that. We didn't feel dizzy at all. But the other day, that kind of brings up another thing that happened the other day. Well, me and Jake were tearing down walls here. I think I ate something, and then I was feeling a little nauseous. And I'm like, why do I feel nauseous? Like, I'm like, I thought it was the food at the time. But I think it might have been carbon monoxide poisoning at that point, because I didn't feel good. So it was interesting what happened here. And let me just, I'm like rambling on here, and I completely forgot that I have to change the title of the video. So yeah, so, you know, the other day I was feeling nauseous, and I was like, I just didn't know what it was, but now it kind of makes sense. So luckily, and that's why they sold the house. No, the thing was the house was vacant for 8 years, so anything could have happened. The furnace I knew was broken. A matter of fact, this is the upside to it, is we knew that the furnace was bad. Our home inspector told us, listen, the furnace is going to go maybe within a year or two. You barely have any life on it left. So we expect it to have it get changed out, which is actually happening tomorrow. We're actually having a HVAC system installed that's going to be central air and heating for the entire house. So that's both air conditioner and heating. It's going to cost us a lot. It's a huge expense right now, especially since we just bought the house and all that. But it kind of is just like it's that reassuring thing, like, yeah, this is the right thing to do because God forbid the furnace has another problem like that, and to replace the furnace is at least $6,000, and that's not including fixing the leaks that I have in the steam pipes above me that you can see up there. Um, so it was well worth it to invest the extra money to get the central air put in with the heating and completely eliminate the furnace. I doubt it's the water boiler because we've been having the water boiler working for the last 2 months, no problems. But the furnace has been so spotty that I didn't get it turned on. I don't want to blow myself up. I don't trust it. Cold shower, back like you're in the home country. Too bad you couldn't add another oxygen molecule to have the free CO2 for your tanks. Yeah, word. Yeah, so it just made sense to get the HVAC system installed. A furnace is something that generates heat in a house, and ours has been so spotty throughout the time that we've been in the house. Like, it leaks tons of water, so it stops running. Last night, I think maybe I filled it up enough where I was able to run thoroughly through the night, because usually I would fill it up with water because it's a steam boiler. So if you don't know how it works, it heats up water, creates steam. The steam travels through the pipes to the radiators leach out the heat, and then the steam condenses back down to water and flows back into the boiler. Well, we have a leak, so all that water before it gets back to the boiler leaks onto the floor down here, which I actually have buckets catching it right now. So every night I would fill it up with water because it would obviously drain all the water out. So I'd fill it up with water, and probably halfway through the night, all the water would be on the floor. I'm guessing it didn't leak all the water out last night, so it was able to run continuously, or my thermostat's bad. I don't know. But it basically ran from, I would say I probably turned on the heat roughly about 10 p.m. last night because it was a little chilly. And it was probably running from 10 to whenever, and so just the CO2 built, or not CO2, but the carbon monoxide built up, and then by 6 a.m. it was enough to set up the sensor, and yeah, so I'm surprised that that everybody's all right. Really good that we had the sensor in there, and it's a good thing that it was attached to the security system, because I tell you, David, time to move. Not time to move. We're getting it fixed. It is most certainly the furnace. I'm like 100% sure. It wouldn't be anything else. And that's getting fixed tomorrow. Or, well, that is entirely coming out, and a brand new system's getting put in. So I'm not worried about it. It's fine. The house has its issues, but we're slowly working through them. So on top of all that, right? So it's Mother's Day. We're up at 6 a.m. We're the fire department's here. Ambulance has come because they're like, you should really get checked out. I'm like, I feel fine. If I felt nauseous or anything, I would have definitely got checked out. The baby was fine. Margaret was fine. The dogs were okay. So everybody was good. But then, obviously because Mother's Day, so we went out for Mother's Day and all that. And I'm just like exhausted because I'm running on maybe 2 hours of sleep, if that. And we got home. I planted. Margaret got a rose bush or a rose tree or whatever you want to call it for Mother's Day. I bought that for her, so I was planting that outside, doing a few little yard work things just to get that done before it rained, because I'd been putting it off. Started raining. I come inside and then I'm exhausted, so I passed out on the couch until about 6. And then, I'm like, shoot, I got to wake up and do orders. We got like 20, 30 orders pending. And, I'm like, but I have to fix the attic door because the HVAC guys have to get in the attic. And the attic door wasn't on fully. Like, it was very wobbly, and I don't want them to get hurt. So I had to go up there and fix that. So that's why the stream's so late today. And then I come back down here, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to print out the orders, we'll get them done. And now my keyboard doesn't work because last night I spilled water on it. And I was like, it's a mechanical keyboard, it should be fine. Nope, it's dead. And amongst all of the chaos today, completely forgot. Because I had the intentions of going to Staples or even testing it this morning to see if it worked and then going to Staples, but I didn't even get a chance to come down here and test it. So yeah, so if you ordered, orders are going to be delayed until tomorrow when I can go and pick up a keyboard because now it's 9 and Staples is closed and all of that. So yeah, fun day. I apologize for anybody that placed orders. It's, yeah. I know some people needed them by Wednesday, so I'm going to let them know. Either I could ship out this week or wait till the following Wednesday because of everything that happened. And if you're one of those people and you're watching this, just let me know. But I'll show you an email anyway. So yeah, crazy day. Crazy Mother's Day. But happy Mother's Day to all those that are watching. I need to still change the title of this video on YouTube. Walmart is open 24/7. That it is. That I didn't even think about. I could go to Walmart. It's so freaking late now, though. I'm like exhausted too. Can I log into the YouTube account? Let's see. Okay, there we are. Can I change the live stream title? Can I go to dashboard? Nope, not on there. I gotta go through Chrome. Nah, stream instead. I didn't think there would be a live stream tonight. And Jake, bring him your keyboard. Yeah, Jake, bring your keyboard here. Glad you guys are okay. That could have been a bad day. Yeah, it could have been really terrible with everything that went on. Yeah, but you want something cheap or something that is going to last. Never go to Walmart. Well, it would just be something temporarily until either I fix my nice keyboard that I have or I just buy a better keyboard. I need something temporarily, so I'm probably just going to go to Staples and get a cheap one anyway. Probably wireless just so it's out of the way. But I just can't wait till the system that they're putting in is installed. All these pipes are removed. I don't have to worry about leaking anymore. I can put my computer in its final place where it's going, out of the way. You know, make the desk nice so because like literally there's very little table space here, and because I can't put the computer over there, things are just getting piled on top of the computer desk, and water being one of them, and it spilled. So kind of sucks, but that's life. Let's go to the desktop version. Can I go to desktop version? Okay. So yeah. Staples don't have good mechanical keyboards anyway. It's all crappy Logitech crap. Yeah. That's what I'm just gonna get temporarily until I order a new mechanical one. Can I add account? Can't do this stuff. No. Shush. Sorry, I'm trying to log into on Facebook. Go to Micro Center in Patterson. See, I'm not going to have time because being that I can't do orders tonight because I can't type anything into the computer to print, I have to go to Staples tomorrow, by my job, and get the keyboard, and that's just gonna be something temporary. It's fine. Any new plants in the room? I did order some Anacris and Hornwort, so we'll have that in stock soon. I'm letting it transition. Anubis Nangi, which is on the website. Colby says, just joined, glad you're okay. Can you give me a quick recap of what happened, though? Pretty much carbon monoxide, high levels in the house. Everybody's okay. But if you want to go back and read listen in on the full details after the live stream, you could go and watch the first, first 10 minutes of the video. So the tank to the far left looks full. Yeah, that tank over there is busting at the seams of plants. Oh, Jasmine, you're gonna ship out the wisteria tomorrow. Awesome. And then that tank's also bursting at the seams. This tank is clean. You know, it's so weird. See, on Facebook, it looks like I'm pointing to one, but on YouTube, I'm pointing to this one right here. This is the one that I mean right here, but on YouTube, because the camera angles, it's weird. Anyway, this one and this one for you guys on YouTube and on Facebook, it's weird. The one that looks less full, that one's starting to bounce back a lot better. And Jake also cleaned out the other plant, the other tank, which was full of that green algae, which I think I figured out the reason that the algae is growing. I'm pretty sure it was too much light, so I dimmed down the lights a bit, and it's good. Justin, gotta go. I'm so glad you're okay. I'm tearing down my 125 and putting 88 with soil, and I got to say it's been a nightmare trying to catch you later on Wednesday. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Wednesdays it's normally 7 to 9. That's when we stream, but you can always check it out on the replay. So, what else you do for a living? I work for an electrical contractor. I do estimating there. Creator Studio, there we go. Sorry, I'm just trying to rename the live stream because it's labeled Water Change Wednesday, but it's not Water Change Wednesday. ADA Aqua Soy, I meant. Yeah, I know, Vicky. It's alright. But that sounds cool that you're going to do that. That's a huge tank, though, to do that with. It's a lot of money. Oh, and also, so... Alright, so now the title should be fixed there. I don't think the Twitch title is, though, and so I have to log into Twitch, but... Water Change Sunday, yeah, right? Also, if you were looking to place an order, because I originally said that anybody that places an order after Saturday won't be shipped out until next weekend, because all this week, after tomorrow, after we pack whatever orders are pending, I'm not shipping the rest of the week because of everything that's going on. I got to run electric to all these units. I'm doing the work myself, and I got to do a bunch of other things. So, if you wanted plants, order them tonight or order them by tomorrow afternoon, and they will ship out tomorrow night, or Tuesday, essentially. Am I logged in here? What name am I under? Login. And I got my new iPhone, which means that videos are going to be coming out on YouTube quite often again. And I'm actually streaming from my other one, and I'm not even on Instagram yet because I'm trying to change all the names. Okay. Can I go? No. Switch to desktop. Can I go to settings? Nope. Nope. How do I look at my stream? H2O plants. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. Can I change this from here? Can't do that. What else can I do? I can't change it. Why can't I go to a control panel? This is retarded. I don't know how to work this. Don't run electric with one hand in the tank. Well, that's for sure. You got new iPhones, which means a newer one will come out in a month. Well, no, I have the 7S, or the 7 Plus. The problem is I only had 32 gigabytes. To be able to effectively record videos for YouTube and all that, 32 gigabytes flew by when you're recording in 1080p. So now I got 256 gigabytes, which allows me to pretty much, I figured out I could probably record 3 or 4 days worth of videos, have them automatically uploaded to my editor, and then the editor can produce them at least probably 3 times a week. So that's kind of what we're going to go to, 3 times a week and 2 live streams, I think, unless he decides he wants to crank out more. I'm going to leave that entirely up to him. So he may condense like 2 days into one video. But yeah, okay, so oh, wait. No, that's not what I want to do. I click switch to desktop mode, but it won't let me do it. Why won't it let me do it? Switch to desktop mode. It brings me to the app. I don't want to go in the app. This is stupid. Okay, whatever. What do you mean by run to all these units? Did you get new tanks installed? No, Joseph. So the new central air systems that I have being put in, I have to run all the electrical myself. So that is what I'll be doing. So that's going to tie up most of my week and possibly weekend. I would have ran it before they put the units in, but I don't know where they're putting the units in. So I don't want to run anything and tear up stuff that I don't need to. So I'm letting them put in units, and then I will run the electric to them. It's getting cold down here without that furnace on, I'll tell you what, though. But I did open up all the walls down here, and the room looks amazing. You guys are going to see that on the YouTube videos when they come out, but it's looks so much better over here that it's open. Clickbait? No, we almost died today. We almost died today, Al. You're going to have to go back and rewatch, but carbon monoxide poisoning almost at really dangerous levels. Go back and watch the beginning part of the video. Yeah, it was scary too. It really was, because the alarm's going off and the security system is saying kitchen. Like it almost made it sound like the door was open, and I'm like, is there somebody in the house? But then Walter would have been barking. Like, Walter will bark and notify me of anybody in the house. I don't have to ever worry about that. Like, he will bark if somebody's outside. So yeah. But then, like, I was disoriented when waking up because it was so early and I was only on, like, 2 hours of sleep. I'm like, what is going on right now? I'm, like, downstairs trying to shut it off. I'm like, it's not shutting off. So, yeah. Did Hector get any tanks from the fish store? Yeah, so actually we did get his tank. We set it up. He is overly thrilled because he keeps wanting to touch the fish. I'm like, you got to leave the beta alone. He did wind up getting a beta. Spoiler alert. That tank setup, there will be a video on it. I recorded it all. You'll see the setup. You'll see what it looks like. I'm hoping the beta's alright. I've never really kept a beta, so I don't know how they're supposed to act. He's just kind of like laying around everywhere, like not being active. I don't know if that's just how their personality is. He seemed a lot more active in the aquarium, in the store. It looks like he's breathing heavy, but the water, I know the water is good because I put in a sponge from one of the other filters that I had running in the one of the vases that was already, has been cycled for months. So I put that sponge in there, and it's 3 gallons of water, so the beta should have plenty of water movement, and there's plants in there, so I don't know what's going on. Curse, I was curious. I was going back and forth on a plant order. If I put plants in my shopping cart, does it take them off the website, or is it whoever completes the transaction first gets them? It is whoever, I believe it's whoever completes the transaction first gets them. How many tanks do I have, and what substrate do I use? So right now I only have 5 set up, 5 tanks, plus the 1 beta tank for Hector now, which is upstairs in his room. The 12 tanks are still in the garage. Oh, and that's another thing. I didn't get to do any work with those stands this weekend. Absolutely nothing. My weekend, because yesterday was pouring. It was an absolute torrential downpour all day. I think it stopped at like 11 o'clock at night. So I had no way of doing anything with it. So I'm stuck. What substrate do you use? Seachem Fluorite and EcoComplete. Betas should be active. It could just be stress though. So how did you almost die this time? Neon, earlier in the video, it was carbon monoxide levels rose too high in the house. You could watch the beginning of the video to check it out. That's common for new betas in a tank. Okay, potentially too much water flow. That was the other thing I was thinking, but I turned it all the way down, as low as I could get it. So, betas like it warm. What temp do you have it set at? It's one of those small Tetra 10 heaters that it's 78 automatically. Like there's no adjusting it, so it should be 78 degrees in the tank. Hey bud, I just discovered your channel today and must say I am impressed. Good luck with the time micro crab. Oh yeah, Challenge the Wild. Challenge the Wild. He's a cool kid. If you guys want to check out his YouTube channel. Do you have a heater for the beta in the water? If it's cold, they won't move too much. Yeah, yeah. The heater's in there, so it should be good. We'll see. I'll check on him in a little bit later on too, and see how he's doing. It just looked like he was kind of breathing a little heavy. I don't know. He was active as hell yesterday, so I don't know if he's just adjusting maybe or whatnot. I'm hoping that Hector's over enthusiasm about the fish is not harming it in any way, because he's like, oh, I want to look in the tank, and then like he lifts up the lid, tries to get in there, and all that. I'm like, all right, enough with touching the beta. Leave the beta alone for a little bit. He's a cool kid now. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not even streaming on Instagram. I'm gonna probably make this a short stream, but I just want to give you guys an update, let you know what's going on. Oh, Wednesday, I don't know if there's gonna be a stream Wednesday, so there may and there may not be. I got my work cut out for me, and running electrical lines is not fun by any means, especially when you don't really know what you're doing all that well. I know a little bit, but I'm sure there's easier ways to do things. I'm thinking of using my spare 5-gallon for a beta. Would that be okay? And what are the key points to look after them? So yeah, betas just need at least 2.5 gallons. That's pretty much the recommended amount. So 5 gallons is plenty. And then whatchamacallit? You want a heater, you want a filter. Plants is always a good thing. Get some plants, throw them in there. And that's pretty much it from what I've seen. Betas seem to be relatively easy to maintain. Maybe the carbon monoxide bothered him. Betas do breathe atmospheric air. That is very possible if he was at the top of the water gulping air. It is extremely possible. Hopefully he's alright. Justin, how was your Mother's Day? Did the wifey let you off the leash today? We had a decent Mother's Day. I wish we didn't wake up at 6 a.m. to an alarm going off and possibly dying. So it's good. I'm just exhausted. I'm so tired, especially because yesterday we were working so late, and yeah, it takes a lot out of you when everything's going on at once. Document the remodel. So yeah, pretty much I'm going to be recording everything going forward. As much as anything that's relevant to the business side. So you'll see some stuff. Got to go see the recorded stream later. All right, later. Challenge the Wild. Great Facebook page, Beta Fish Keepers. That is one. I'm actually a part of that as well. You can check out Beta Fish Keepers on Facebook, and they'll be able to help you in depth with betas. Would I need a heater even if I live in the tropics? Room temp is between 23 and 28 degrees. I'm guessing Celsius in the summer. So I don't know what that is Fahrenheit. I'm probably guessing anywhere between 75 and 80 something. As long as the water temperature doesn't drop below, I think 78 or 76, that would be the lowest that I think is acceptable for a beta. That would be what I would if as long as it's 76 or higher, I would say you don't need a heater. But just in case you ever have a cold day, it's good to have a heater just in case. You could set it to like 75, so if if the water temperature never drops that low, it will never kick on. But in case it does, there you go. A beta community is also a great group. Great group. So a beta community. Oh, and I'm sure I have some people in here from the other night with Honey. The other day when we were demoing a lot of the walls, Honey was having some issues. Fair warning. Anybody that's watching, I may go into a bit of gross details here, so if you don't want to check out gross details, you may just want to mute this for like 2 minutes, and I'll explain the situation, but fair warning, and I'll give you like 2 seconds to decide what you want to do. So the other day, when we were demoing the walls, Honey started having blood in her stool, and it wasn't like she just went to the bathroom on the floor. It's like, it was just weird, and it happened like 4 or 5 times throughout the night. It kept coming out, and I got worried. I'm like, what is going on here? Saw little bits of grass in whatever was coming out. I'm like, is it the grass that's causing it? That's the only thing that I could think of. And I was really worried about her. I didn't wind up taking her to the vet because she seemed completely fine other than that. Like, she was running around, playing with Walter, she was eating, she was drinking, completely fine. So, it stopped that night. It didn't continue any further. So I think it might have been the grass, maybe something on it and all that. And that's what was causing it.
What's your car keys? Was your car open?
I have them.
And I took the only cold ass shower, let me tell you.
Did you? That's your home country.
Shut up. I'm freezing. Is it open?
Should be now.
Can you go get the book back from me?
No.
My hair is wet.
Okay, so I'll get it later.
I gotta do his lunch.
So do his lunch.
You gonna remember to put it in the lunch bag?
Remind me when I come upstairs. Leave it out on the counter. I'll remember when I walk upstairs.
And you gotta figure out that boiler because I'm not taking a cold shower tomorrow either.
I'll have the guys look at it tomorrow. What's up, Rob? Flip Aquatics in the house. If anybody ever needs any good shrimp, Rob's the guy. I personally haven't bought from him, but I see and hear good things. So go check out his page and tell him I sent you. Hashtag H2O Army. So somebody says, you need to take a break from YouTube if you are tired. Take care of the matter and then come back. So I am tired. I'm just physically exhausted from today, having to wake up, with only 2 hours of sleep and all that. But I'm fine to do YouTube. It's not like I'm tired of YouTube. I'm just tired in general. And I'm sorry if I'm being a little lackluster right now. But it's just, there's so much going on. So much. Like, you have no idea. And like, there's all these other things. After we demoed all the walls down here, I have a pile of garbage sitting outside, like a pile. And I'm like debating on if I want to try and throw it out throughout the week in the regular garbage, or if I just want to rent a dumpster and have the dumpster come and just load everything in the dumpster and have them haul it away. Because I knocked down like a pretty significant amount of the area down here. Like on Facebook, you can see it over here. That used to be a wall right here where that column is. Now that column's not there. And then I'll show you guys on everything else. And that's all opened up now. That used to be a wall right there. So, tons of stuff going on. Chaos. For lack of a better word, chaos is going on in my life right now. I still have to text work and tell them I'm going to be a little late tomorrow morning because I gotta wait for these HVAC guys to get here. And before I forget to tell them, because I know I'm going to forget to tell them, and then they're going to be like, why are you late? So yeah, so chaos. Chaos is my life right now, and it will be for many more weeks until all of this is done. And even then, there will be more chaos because I feel like it's going to be a never-ending project. But so I did figure out well, at least in my mind, I thought it was going to work, and I was like, okay, I could figure out how to do this water change system. But then my idea didn't quite work because I don't know if anybody's a plumber, but I have a clean out drain over here in the front of the house, right? It's a 3-inch drain and it's a Y, so it has two sections. So you have the regular flow of water, and then the clean out comes up and allows you to clean out the drain just in case it ever clogs or anything like that. So my idea was to take it's galvanized pipe or black pipe, or not black pipe, galvanized or cast iron. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It might be cast iron. I don't know. So I was thinking I'd take off the cap to the clean out, run a pipe up from there, and then change over to PVC because PVC is easier to work with. Put another clean out so you could still clean out the drain, and then feed my water change drain lines into it. But I can't seem to get it to screw onto it. I got a PVC thing just to see if it would screw onto the threads. It's not, so I don't know. I'm gonna order a 3-inch galvanized piece of pipe that's threaded and see if I could get it to thread into that. But even the cap really doesn't thread into it. So my other option is, and I don't know if it's a really good option. I don't know. Maybe you guys can, if anybody's a plumber or has plumbing experience, let me know if this is a good option. My other idea was drill a couple holes in the cap that sits on the clean out, right? Cover it with rocks, like pretty significant rocks, like decent sized gravel, so they won't fall through the holes, and then just run the drain line right on top of the rocks. So the rocks should prevent the smell of anything coming through the sewage lines, and the water should be able to flow through easily, but I don't know if that's a good idea. The one thing that comes to mind, what happens if there's ever a backup of the pipes and the sewage comes up out of that and it's everywhere. But then again, the cap's really not on it all that snug either, so I guess either way, if the sewage is going to come up, it's going to come up through there regardless. So I guess it's kind of one of those. It's, do I risk just drilling holes in it and hope for the best and hope I don't come home one day and there's a bunch of doo-doo on the floor? or yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I have to figure it out though, because depending on how that gets set up, or yeah, that's gonna, figuring out how that's gonna work is gonna determine how I set up the tanks. So, what is your favorite moss? I have some crazy moss growing in the tank. After we cleaned out these tanks yesterday, like all the moss is like looking fantastic. So I have a lot of good looking moss. Flame moss is really nice. I like it because it grows straight up. It's very interesting to look at. But willow moss, weeping moss, I have a bunch of Bunch of different mosses. I don't even know what type of moss they all are. Like, I know the names of what I have. I just don't know what each clump is because they all are essentially mixed together at this point. I have no idea what's what, so I have to figure it out. But, yeah. RU says, Rob, give me your shrimp. And then Neon says, are you split them with me and you get to live? Oh. I want shrimp, but all my fish would consume them. Yeah. Oh! I gotta do fish too. Should I spoil it? Do you guys want to hear what I got? Do you want to hear what I got? Or should I wait? Because I want to do it in a video. I feel like I should wait. I feel like I shouldn't spoil the surprise. I put 2 new fish, or 1 species of fish, but 2 of them in the 55. Okay. Okay. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? I don't know. I'll make something. Tell us. You want to hear what I got? Okay, so when we went to the fish store to get Hector's tank, Margaret got 2 new fishes as well. She got 2 male endlers for one of her vases, which are really amazing looking fish. Like, I've looked at them before, but like after we saw them in this tank, they were really nice looking. She's like, I want those, and I'm like, okay. So we got 2 of them. They're fine. Large alligator guard. No, nothing huge. Actually, it's on the small side. It's a small fish. 2 new fish in the 55 must be angelfish. No, you're wrong. I will allow you guys to guess on the 2 fish that I put in the 55. A couple more guesses. Maybe the person that guesses it right before I announce it, if somebody guesses it right, I'll give them something special. I'll give you like another 2 minutes to ponder it over. But I will tell you, when we went to the fish store, these 2 fish stood out. They were so beautiful. And I think I've seen them before there, but I'm like looking at them, I'm like, wow, those are really nice. And I'm like, well, I do have room since I lost my rainbows, and now that we moved, you know, I didn't want to buy any more fish before we moved into the house because I didn't want to like have to retransfer them again. So I'm like, wow, these fish look amazing. And I'm like, should I get them? I was going to get the 1, but then he was telling me, well, you should keep them in pairs. I'm like, okay, so I'll keep them in pairs. So people are saying guppy, cherry barb, goldfish, shark, neon tetras. So I actually already have cherry barbs and neon tetras in the tank, so I didn't get any more of those. No goldfish. Albino credensis. Nope. Tetras, gourami. Wow, you guys are all off. Nobody, fancy guppies. No. You guys are all naming, like, the common stuff. While it is a common fish, it's not the common, like, top 5 that people get. It's something that stood out to me, like, clearly above the rest of the fish there. Because I'm not, like, this is the thing. I'm really not a sucker for fish. Like, I like them, but, like, very rarely do I walk into a store and be like, I need to have that fish. It's more like I need to have those plants because I like the rare plants and all that. That's, like, my thing, obviously. So it's rare that I see a fish and I'm like, I need that fish. So somebody says, Corey's discus. Nope, not Corey's or discus. Man, you guys are way off. Way off. Let's see. I'll give it another minute and then I'll tell you guys. Let's see if anybody else can guess. Fancy guppies wasn't fancy guppies either. It's kind of like a guppy, but not a guppy. And it's not an endler. So let's see if you guys can figure out what it is. Roseline shark. Nope. It's small. Remember, it's small. It's not a big... and it won't be a big fish. It'll stay small. It's a small fish. Like, teeny tiny almost. So what you know is they're very beautiful. They're very colorful. A pistogramma, you're close. Well, Not close because it's not really the same species, but Apistogrammas were my other choice that I wanted to get, but not quite yet. But that's one of the other ones that I want. Coolie Loach. Nope, not Coolie Loach. Those are actually quite big. This one's small. Hey, Alberta. What's going on? Platies. Nope. You guys are all off. All right. I guess I'm going to have to... German blue rims? No, I do have an electric blue rim already. That's my main dude that I love. Paradise fish. I've never seen a paradise fish, and I can't even Google it because my keyboard's broken. Jasmine guessed killifish. There you go, Jasmine. That is what I got. Killifish. Oh wow! Everybody at once. Killifish. Holy shit! Like 4 people. Killifish, all at once. So I did get 2 killifish. I got a male and a female. I'm pretty psyched about them. They're absolutely gorgeous, especially the male. He has orange on the tips of his fins. And he's like a blue and purple spotted color. I don't like. I've never really looked at killifish, so I don't know like if that's common. But this guy was absolutely amazing looking. And then there's a female in there with him. She's a lot less colorful, but I'm like, well, I don't want to. If they're both in the tank together, they're both doing fine. I'll take them both. I got plenty of room in the 55, so threw them in there. I was first, actually. In the comments, Jasmine was first. So yeah, the killifish is what I got. I win all the tacos. Gardneri ineri. Is that the scientific name? Is that what it is, Kyle? Because I know nothing about killifish. I asked the fish owner, Evan, at Fishtown, USA, locally. That's like one of my favorite. His store is nice, and so is Absolutely Fish. I love them both. I like Evan because he normally has I don't know, his store isn't packed, so it's nice. Absolutely Fish is always packed, but yes. So their breeding process is really something. I heard about that, but he said being that they're in a community tank, they most likely won't breed because there's a lot going on. But tell me if you guys have experience with killifish. They're in a community tank with Harlequin rasboras. What else? Cherry barbs, neon tetras, Siamese algae eaters, glow light tetras, 1 electric blue ram, autos, 1 tiny little rainbow